State of New California. Notice to all Californians. Grievance 63, April 9th, 2019. New California is a new state in development exercising its constitutional right to form from the state of California. The process to form New California is authorized and codified in Article 4, Sections 3 and 4 of the United States Constitution. Statement of intent. The citizens of New California have decided to remedy the abuse of power by the government of California by exercising their right to form a new state provided in the United States Constitution, Article 4, Sections 3 and Section 4. We are determined to live under a state government in the United States of America and under the Constitution of the United States. New California Declaration of Independence of January 15, 2018 states, whenever any form of government becomes destructive, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it and to institute new government. When a long train of abuses and acts to seize and hold the people's power without legal authority and pursuing invariably the same object that clearly demonstrates a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. The preamble of the New California State Constitution states, "We, the representatives of the undersigned counties within the state of California, do acknowledge and humbly invoke the favor of Almighty God for continued civil and religious liberty to ourselves and our posterity." The First Amendment of the United States Constitution states, "Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or of the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for redress of grievances." The counties of New California bring forward 95 grievances to be announced in public on Tuesday at 11 a.m. State of New California, Grievance 63, Declaration of Grievance, Statement of Facts. The people of California are suffering from a tyrannical state government which fails to provide a Republican form of governance, enables and supports across its southern border the invasion of the United States of America by illegal foreign nationals, and protects vicious criminals who commit outrageous acts of violence upon the citizens of America, all caused by a government of and for a monoparty system led by a tyrannical dictator who openly defies federal law. California state government is in direct violation of the following. The United States Constitution, Article 4, Section 4, "The United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a Republican form of government and shall protect each of them against invasion and on the application of the legislature or of the executive, when the legislature cannot be convened, against domestic violence." And United States Constitution, Article 6, Section 2, "This Constitution and the laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby, anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary notwithstanding." Local communities and cartels are the order of the day. The California Socialist governor, the socialist monoparty government, along with socialist county, city officials, and party apparatchiks are now setting the stage to destroy the lives of millions of children of United States citizens living in California through cartel marijuana sales. California's socialist treasurer is lobbying the monoparty legislature to slash the recreational pot tax by 30% after legalized sales fall $1 billion short of budget tax revenue. California tax collection is being hammered, with the state controller reporting a $4.8 billion revenue miss in December, PG&E bankruptcy potentially wiping out $5 billion in taxes, and the treasurer warning that recreational marijuana taxes could fall $1 billion short. The socialist treasurer and legislators have introduced temporary cannabis tax reduction, AB 286, to reduce California's cannabis excise tax from 15% to 11% and suspend the cultivation tax altogether through 2022. California voters passed a medical marijuana initiative in 1996 that allowed regulated sales at state-licensed health dispensaries, but advocates put Proposition 64, the Control, Regulate, and Tax Adult Use of Marijuana Act, on the 2016 ballot based on projections that legal recreation sales would generate 1,435 and 1,824 tons of pot demand, produce 15.9 to $20.2 billion in sales, and generate 2.4 to 3 billion in new state taxes. Legal marijuana sales were projected to hit $4 billion in its 2018 launch year, pass the $5 billion level for statewide beer sales in 2019, and continue to rise as state law enforcement pushed the vast majority of pot sales into legally licensed dispensaries. The projections assumed that recreational consumers would be willing to pay about $15.4 per gram from a state licensed dispensary versus the illegal cartel black market rate of $7.33 a gram. Advocates claimed that about $1.3 billion of legal California sales would come from marijuana tourists flying in from states where pot is still illegal. The expected surge in demand for legal sales of recreational marijuana was projected to support between $8.37 billion and $10.64 billion of total industry activity. That figure included between 81,141 and 103,145 new jobs, generating 3.57 and 4.52 billion in additional California labor income. This was a big lie. But the California Department of Tax and Fee Administration reported in November that cannabis tax revenue for the third quarter of 2018 was only $93.1 million, including $52.4 million in excise tax, $12 million in cultivation taxes, and $28.7 million in sales tax revenue. With sales up only 15% from the prior quarter, tax collection came in $101 million lower than projections that had already been ratcheted down 3 times. The pot sales shortfall is hammering cities like Santa Rosa that tacked on an 8% local sales tax and a $25 a foot dispensary zoning fee. Santa Rosa marijuana tax collection came in at just $468,000 versus a budgeted revenue of $2.5 million. The socialist treasurer pleaded for marijuana tax relief, saying this is anywhere from a $6 billion to a $20 billion industry in California. So we want to help them get into the regulated market and come in from the black market. Seeing a bonanza in taxes, socialist communities are now working alongside cartels that deal in black market drugs, marijuana, child prostitution, sex trafficking, and trafficking in human flesh into slavery to pursue tax revenue that will destroy the lives of people and communities they serve. New California State will not tolerate the rise of the totalitarian. Insurrection. The government of California, the current governor and monoparty system, along with local officials, are following a coordinated design with the intent to actively engage in acts of insurrection against the U.S. Constitution. The Insurrection Act of 1807 is a United States federal law that governs the ability of the President of the United States to deploy military troops within the United States to put down lawlessness, insurrection, and rebellion. Acts of secession. Therefore, the California government, in conjunction with the socialist state executive, instituted wherever the current socialist governor has usurped power, has created a reign of terror on United States citizens living in California with the intent to secede from the United States of America and thus destroy the very union of states which secures our liberty and freedom. Abdication of authority. Betrayal by the sitting socialist governor of California, the monoparty legislature, and local elected officials is evidence of abdication of the responsibilities of authority and sovereignty over the state and citizens of the United States living in California. Prayer. The citizens of New California State pray for the President to exercise his authority under the Insurrection Act of 1807 to end the tyranny being foisted upon the United States citizens living in the state of California. This concludes these proceedings. For more information and to donate, please visit us at www.newcaliforniaoc.org.